gals, and welcome to the Monday, March 4th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Let me center this thing. My God, I didn't realize how off center I was, but I guess I was always off canter a little bit. Good morning, Car. Good to see you this morning. Let me see. Did you end up seeing Amy's interview with on the Shaman? I didn't. I'm gonna have to look for it. I did not see it. I've worked all weekend long. I've got to work next couple of days before I finally have a day off and can catch up on the videos some more. Of course, I got the one done. Thursday for tomorrow. This one here is good. The thumbnail for this live stream is actually a clip from the video coming out tomorrow. Little hint, new character for the Niles Ren Fair that I do security for every year. You could probably tell by the outfit what I'm going to actually do. But let me see here. Never heard of him before, but now I heard him talk. We think the same. So I thought I was alone. Never alone. Never alone. Morning, Deb. Good to see you. Morning, Sarah. Hope you're doing well this morning. I mean, it's a Monday, so how well can anyone be doing? Darby's Down Home Detecting. There's a new face. I don't recognize that name. Good morning, Darby. From Ohio. Very cool. Very cool. I need to get over to Ohio and do some stuff. I've got this brand new detector. I've not even taken it out of the box yet. We've not had a chance to. We were going to do a lot of the homesteads here in the Cass County, Southwest Michigan area, but just never had a chance to. But I need to get that thing broke out of the box, get it charged up. I've been waiting to get a wand. It only came with the detector, but I want to get a wand for more direct stuff, and an actual one of the little spade shovel deals. It's got the holes in it that you can, filter the sand and dirt out of a little easier. You don't lose anything that's tiny. Let's see here. Good morning, Tony. Good to see you, bud. It's going to be a great day today, Car. It's already like 52 degrees. Here, we're supposed to get up to 71 today. No rain. We'll see what happens. Never alone. Always something around you. Morning, Buck. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Is there Harry Potter? Wrong kind of wand. Yeah, there's not going to be any, treasure appearing kind of thing going on there. Swish and flick. Oh, let's see. Tony, Car. Early retirement appear. Not exactly my string of luck, so. Yeah. If I had magic like that, it'd be more like Hermione, French cut bikini, go. Just Emma Watson, though. Yeah, I wish it worked that way too, Darby. How was work this weekend? Work this weekend wasn't too awful bad. We got hit yesterday. I had, numerous pizza orders coming in, like 6 or 7 large and medium coming in like a 5 minute period. And the little dude that they brought in to learn was, of course, his wife is still in India. So, he's sitting over at the table chatting with her right before bedtime, and bedtime over there, middle of the day here. And, I'm getting all these orders in, but there's other food to be made too. So I'm down at the end of the kitchen building these pizzas, and he's just sitting over there chatting, and I finally have to walk over to the sandwich make area, and I throw some things on the grill, and I turn around and I said, I could use a little help. And he's like, sorry, and come over and start taking care of the non-pizza stuff. I'm like, dude, you sit and you chat with her while you're doing prep and stuff in the morning with me. Why can't you sit and chat with her while you're working? You got earbuds in with a little microphone on them, so you don't need to be sitting there, Come on, dude. Little help, yo. Crazy bastard. I wish it worked that way. Swish and flick. You did rub the genie with the long blue hair. I would say Drew is Dumbledore. I'm Droombledore. Morning, Gunny. Good to see you. Come on, you crazy. Well, Gunny, and see, I'm not even gonna say that it's work ethic. This is a very young man in his early 20s. He was working in a totally different industry in India, but he wanted to come to America. He wanted to learn a trade over here, and of course, it's something that they work out amongst the families and stuff, where somebody already established here brings them over and puts them in their business to train them. And then when they have learned how America works and how taxes work and how work works and stuff like that, then they set them off on their own. But, they're not training this poor little guy. They bring him over here, they dump him on us to train him, but he's not watching. Well, number one, he was told, 6 months after he got here, his wife would be here. His uncle just passed away. He couldn't afford to go back home for that. And they were very, very close. His mom and dad are divorced. So he's constantly talking to them. His wife is there. His brother's there. I've met the whole family on video chat. Talk to them, and it's great little family. It's just, and I keep telling them, good guy, he's learning, stuff like that. But it's like, you just gotta watch. You just gotta watch. Workplace, it's called Soft Skills. Yeah, I've seen you pop up in my suggested videos, so I thought I would check out your page, and boom, live stream came on. Listen while I'm painting the interior of a house. New sub. Thank you, Darby. I appreciate that. It's always nice to have new people, man. Always nice. I love it. Youth, unfortunately, today is first indicator of potential problem, the entitled mindset, looking down on certain jobs, etc., etc. See, and that's the thing. This little dude though he misses his family and he's always wanting to talk to him and stuff, you've got that 13-hour time difference. So he's only able to talk to his wife and his mom and dad and his brother and sister and stuff in the middle of the day here. And but when he's not talking to them, like at noon or 1 o'clock when they finally go to bed, he gets up on that line and he's a wizard. You know, he has a little problem reading English still. Like, you know, he'll see words he recognizes like chicken, but, you know, a lot of times his eyes will hit that S on sandwich or on salad, and he'll have to come to me and, you know, is she, oh, salad? Or salad? No, sandwich. Oh, sandwich, okay. And he has even more problems speaking English. So, but he's learning. And the problem is he's there 140 hours a week. He is there from open to close 7 days a week. Plus helps down at the gas station. Plus does running and stuff for our manager that's out of Mishawaka that owns the Indian restaurant and the owner of our restaurant. So the dude hardly ever sleeps. The other day I had to send him home because he was a zombie. He was walking dead on his feet. But in their culture, they pretty much own him until he's paid his own way. So, I mean, I had to send him home for a couple hours because the poor little guy was an accident waiting to happen. Of course, I got my ass ripped for that one because he don't work for me. Therefore, I don't have the right to send him home. But the people that he does work for weren't there to okay it. So I took the ass ripping. I sent the little guy home before he fell down, hurt himself, fell in the grill, fell on the fryer, dropped food, whatever the case may be. I'm not going to have a good little man like that get hurt, possibly disabled because of their negligence. It ain't going to happen. Not on my watch. We're heading into a trade and service glut in this country. Yeah, I agree, Sarah. It's really nice to have those new faces, those new voices, those new opinions in here, especially when I actually get back in the swing of 2024 and start doing the live streams on like StreamYard where you guys can come up and chat and stuff like that. It's always nice to have those new faces, those new stories, things like that. I understand your situation. I guess I'm referring to the bigger picture of what's occurring society-wide. I can agree with that. Got an interesting message last night on Messenger. Somebody I had never heard of before sent me a picture of a what looked like it could have been a... Morning, Chris. Good to see you. Looked like it could have been closely related to a Remington bayonet from the Civil War. But it had a wooden handle. And it wasn't that long, but the scabbard on it looked good. They found it in an abandoned farmhouse while they were out metal detecting and searching. Deb, okay. There's the dude. There's the culprit. The guy messaged me, Dakota, and told me, you know, that a friend of his sent him to me to help identify this thing. And it actually, I done a lot of comparison pictures last night between their picture, and I continued it this morning. And the bayonet and the The grip cap almost resembled those of a Civil War era Remington gun. And but it looks like what they have there is a battlefield pickup, possibly a broken saber, possibly just the blade. I don't really know, but it looks like somebody made a personal knife out of it. It's only, you know, 12 or 13 inches long, but the scabbard and that cap both resemble the Remington bayonet. So I think we solved the mystery. I told them, of course, don't give up and, keep looking. And, I hope they get many, many more little treasures like that, because they're apparently in the right location for finding those cute little treasures. Let's see here. Dakota's also friends with Nubs. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you sent him my way, Dev, man. That was a nice little conversation and a great little find on his part. Morning, Skipper. Good to see you, bud. How goes my morning? Pretty good so far. Pretty good so far. Of course, once again, as has been the pattern the last couple months, today's going to be a short stream because I got to be in there, by the time I'm normally finishing this stream. So, but I've only got today and tomorrow, and then I've got a couple days off. I can catch the damn videos back up and quit pulling my hair out and shit. Let me see here. Pardon my intense mood. I'm just clocking out of solo shift. That is a disaster waiting to happen. I'm older and remember, come from people who walked it like they talked it. I have to adapt. Kind of, sort of. Almost, but not quite. I mean, I wouldn't completely adapt, but I would definitely keep my opinions. That's awesome. I occasionally find some war relics here in Ohio while out detecting. That's very cool. I would really like to do. I would love to be able, I'd love to be financially able enough to, be able to make that trip. I've been trying to get down by Cincinnati to a couple of my regular followers, and one of them very well may pop up in here this morning on her way to work. But JJ's Adventures down just north of Cincinnati, they do, a lot of paranormal and stuff like that. And they've invited me and, one of my partners, Lisa, down since last summer, and we've not been able to make it yet because of my work schedule and stuff. But hopefully, my work schedule and finances, but hopefully we can get Papaw's Pizza up and running here. It's going to free me up financially enough that I can, go off and do a little traveling once in a while. Let me see here. But I would like to get over and detect, especially, southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, southern Indiana, along over towards the Ohio line, where Morgan's Raiders made their run in their sadly failed attempt to teach the North a lesson during the Great War. So, a game with a guy who was out in the desert in New Mexico and found 2 Winchester rifles leaning on a rock up on a ridge. Oh, wow. Now, that would be cool, Chris. That would be very cool. I am not unpleasant. No, you're not. You're a very pleasant individual. It's only been a couple days since major surgery. It was successful. but I'm pretty heavily medicated. It's been a very quiet week. I didn't even realize you had surgery. I didn't know nothing about it, man. What the hell, Skip? You're supposed to tell me about these things so I don't find out about them later and feel neglected. What'd you have done, bud? I'll be working on evaluation table, Edmonton Coin Show this next weekend. Should be a lot of fun. That does sound fun. My stepson, um, he's always been interested in coins, but he has really turned into a numismaniac in the last few months. You know, since the baby started getting older and stuff, we're not allowed to get rid of any change until he's had a chance to go through. I give him a jeweler's magnifying glass that I've had for a couple years and never really used it. But he examines every coin for the mint mark, for everything now, just to see what's what. So, I both realize Cincinnati sucks. Been here 54 years, overrated. Typing is sleepy, it's all good. Metal detecting here in Alberta is a little bit different. Finding historical artifacts is hit and miss. You really have to rely on literature covering ghost towns and old buildings. I'm 10 miles from Nelsonville, Ohio, where Morgan's Raiders burned a bunch of boats and train cars. Very cool, man. Very cool. I would love to get down in that area, right down through there. Especially, you know, a little bit north on the Ohio River, where the final showdown took place, between Morgan's guys and, you know, the Union Army that finally figured out they were sending out, you know, falsified telegraph messages. You know, one of my own ancestors, Lightning Ellsworth, was with Morgan's Raiders, and he was the telegraph guy. He would climb the poles, patch into the cables, and he would send out, oh, Morgan's Raiders was seen going this direction, and so the military would go one direction, and Morgan and his guys would go the other. And they finally made it all the way, followed the Ohio River around, and when they finally got stopped, that's the area that I would love to get into. There was a hell of a fight there. Buffington Island battlefield is not far from here in Cincy. Surgery was a procedure to fix botched surgery when I had facial reconstruction done a number of years ago. I was injured in the Middle East while on military duty. Dude, I didn't even realize that you had facial reconstruction surgery. I had no clue. I thought you were born just as beautiful as you are on a daily basis. I had no clue it was botched up. Dude, I'm so happy that you got it done. I'm so happy that you got it done and it was a success. And wow, the things you learn about people, man, the things you learn about your friends when you never get to spend time with them. That's the crazy thing. You just never frickin' know what people have been through until you get a chance to actually chat with them a little bit. I honestly did not know, Skipper. I mean, I figured, you know, this was you. And, you know, I'm the kind of person, I don't look at a person's, you know, face or how much hair they have or whether they got one eye that sags clear down to, I don't pay no attention to that. To me, the thing that makes people unique is the stuff that's inside here. I don't care what a person looks like. I don't care if you weigh 75 pounds or 750 pounds. I don't care if you're black, white, green, blue, yellow. Remember, I'm 80% blind, so, and part of that's colorblind. I had no clue, man. I just always thought Skipper was Skipper. A great location. I'd have to get more research on the Finian raids. Buffington was 3,000 Union versus 1,800 Revs. Yeah. I totally agree. As you guys know, and I said something about this the other day, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, is the Kalamazoo Living History Show. I'm going to be going up there looking for real carbon cutlery sets, hand forged, custom chef's knives and stuff for the new restaurant. I don't want to piss around with stainless steel. You have to sharpen 3 times a day. I mean, even the top quality stuff we have at the bar is garbage. I sat and watched the little dude, Sono, cutting tomatoes and onions the other day, and I had to take the knife from him twice and resharpen it. They're so crappy and terrible. So I'm before we open Papal's Pizza up, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to try to find some real hand forged, possibly Damascus if I could find them, just because they're so pretty. And Damascus is a much nicer steel to use, and you don't have to sharpen it near as much. But I'm going to try to find some really nice Damascus, or at the very least, hand-forged steel chef's knives for the new restaurant. So that is, that is what the donations are going for right now. It's just helping me. We're waiting for the realtor to get the sold sign put on the building, so we can start getting it painted and set up. We want to be open by Memorial Weekend. So right now, that's what we're shooting for, is trying to get everything done. Hurry up and wait. Those of you that have been in the military are very familiar with that saying. But that's our thing right now, is just trying to get everything rolling. So, but that's definitely what we're rolling with the donations right now for, is some cutlery stuff. I've also got to talk to a sign maker about getting our actual sign done, with the animated me holding the pizza, with the little, all, that really pretty sign that's going to go out front, that's going to let everybody know that, hey, there's a brand new place in town, and we're going to put the other ones out of business, kind of thing. I had it, and this is so cool. I couldn't wait to share this story with you guys. We had a little old lady yesterday. I'd say she's probably in her mid-60s. And her mom, who is in her mid-80s, that came in. They're from Chicago. And the younger woman's daughter had come in a couple months ago with her mom, and they wanted a Chicago style vegetarian pizza. And of course, I was working that day. So they told me what they wanted. I said, no problem. Went back and made it. I guess when they got home, the daughter had told her mom, and there's a chain of pizza places, of privately owned pizza places. I think it's called Marlino's or Marlino's or something like that in Chicago. And the girl told her mom, this guy knows his business. His pizza is better than Marlino's or whatever it's called. And they've been in business like 50 years in Chicago. I guess there's three or four of them. They're all privately owned by the same individual. He just branched out to different areas around the city. But told her mom, this guy's pizza is better than theirs. He's not stingy with his toppings. He knows how to do things just right. You get a bite of everything in every bite. And she came in yesterday, and the first thing she did was ran up to the window and told me that now when her daughter comes to visit, they won't even eat there unless I'm there. And I informed her about Papaw's, and she's like, when you get that open, she said, put a big sign out and let the whole town know, because I can't think of anybody that would go any place else around here for pizza if we got a good pizza place in town. So, I now have a Chicago entourage of pizza lovers. So I was kind of flying high because of that. That was very, very cool to find out that Chicago, one of the places to get pizza, even likes my stuff. So, and here about a month or so ago, we actually had a dude that used to own a pizza place in Chicago. He even came in and jokingly with his wife, they were all laughing about it, and she hit him in the arm after he said it. But he said, yeah, you make really good pizza. Not as good as mine, but you make really good pizza. And she started laughing. She hit him. She goes, his is just as good as yours. It's like, he's like, don't, you want him to be able to work the rest of the day. Don't make his head swell up so much. So, I mean, that was, again, compliments. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it was quite the compliment, man. I couldn't believe that, and then she turned around and ordered one of my Chicago style vegetarian pizzas yesterday, and they just, oh my God, they must have sat there for 2 hours yesterday just enjoying every single bite and talking about it and waving at me to come out and talk to them, and kept trying to get my secrets from me on how I do my crust and what seasoning I use. I wouldn't give it to them. Oh, and speaking of Papaw's, today, this afternoon, when I get home from work, I'll be designing some kind of a thumbnail or something for Wednesday night. I'm actually going to do a Wednesday night fundraiser for Papaw's, and I kind of feel bad to the fact that this guy is dumping, 50 grand on a building and buying the equipment, spending all the money, and I can't contribute. So I'm trying to find a way to raise a little bit of cash to be able to, fund my own pizza paddles and fund my knives and fund, my own personal equipment that I'm going to be the only one using because I'm going to be the only cook there. So I'm going to do some kind of a Wednesday night thing this coming Wednesday, probably 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for a fundraiser for Papaws. So I don't know. We will just see what happens. You're all right, Darby. I knew what you meant. But yeah, I'll definitely be checking in on the community tab because that's where I'll be, putting it up. And then if you see the upcoming video for Wednesday night, definitely share it out. Share it out on your social media, share it out on your YouTube channel, share it out on whatever. That way, we can draw a crowd in there, we can get this thing rolling, and we can meet the goal to be open by Memorial Weekend because the way this town is, being a tourist destination now with the new beach and everything, got a pretty good chance of making on Memorial Weekend alone. So we'll just have to see what happens. Oh goodness, the video tomorrow. It's going to be a very unique video. It's going to be like I said at the beginning of this, the thumbnail for this stream is a snippet from the ending of tomorrow's video. We all know how movie and television producers and stuff are starting to delve into history a little bit more to bring an actual learnable lesson to movies or television. But what a lot of people didn't realize is that video game creators are doing the same thing. They're actually delving a little bit into history, which is why, video games like Red Dead Redemption 2, were so historically accurate on the weapons that were used and clothing and things like that. But Red Dead is not the only one that's done that. There's a video game out there that actually delved way back into history to grab a story and a continuing storyline from actual history to keep the games going. So I decided to touch on the actual history behind that video game, and in turn help me to create a brand new character for the Niles, Michigan Ren Fair. I believe it's the 17th, 18th, and 19th of May this year. But you guys know I do security for that event every year. I'm the only security guy, so I don't sleep at night for those 3 days. I only sleep like maybe 9 hours for those, 3 hours a day for those 3 days. That way I'm awake at night to watch everything, and I'm awake during the day to watch the people. But no, I don't live on Red Bull. It's a Ren Fair, damn it. I drink Reign, Reign. A little ironic, but But one of the important pieces of history that I touch on from tomorrow's video is the fact that royalty a lot of times used this unique group as their personal security, their personal guardsmen, their personal kind of like the Secret Service with the president. You know, they grabbed the most elite and kept them by their side and watching their back and stuff. So, kind of stole that little piece. Just call me Ishmael, though. I am going to create I'm going to create my own character based off of one of history's original people, one of the first. So it's very interesting. I was really surprised when I delved into the history and started researching it myself for the video. Be sure to check out the video. Free Willy. No, Willie's not free. Though I look like an orca right now, you know, all black and white. Black and white. Free Willy, my fuzzy white butt. Trying to say I'm big. Trying to say I'm big as a whale. Huh? What? I have you know I'm still losing weight, young man. No, limp as a dorsal fin. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. You know, diabetes, age, testosterone. It gets us all. Dev. Killer whales ain't all that big. Bigger than you. Bigger than me. I seen a video the other day of these people they were in kayaks, and you know, kayak 10 feet long, and you know, here they are paddling, and you see these 2 or 3 killer whales swim underneath them, and they're like 25 feet long. I mean, these things are huge. They could eat a person and, you know, digest them. They wouldn't even have to chew them. It's just, it's amazing watching these things swim underneath these kayaks, knowing one flip of a tail and these people are dead meat. Tell that to anyone that's been in a boat when an orca comes visiting. Yeah, yeah. In the whale scheme of things, I mean, you know, you've got the blue whale that's over 100 feet, and even the whale shark that is, you know, 60 feet. But, you know, humpbacks about 60 feet or so. And then you've got, yeah, killer whales are kind of like the dolphins of the whale community. So, but still extremely frickin' huge. And I mean, when you start looking at, you know, teeth. Well, you guys have seen you've seen my bear claw. You know, it's small. Well, if you straightened it out, I guess that would be on average about the size of a orca tooth. Tell that to anyone that's been in a boat when an orca comes to visit. Dude, number one, I've told you guys in the past why the wife and I did not take that free trip to the Bahamas that her mom got us right before the pandemic hit. Um, we could have very easily um, saved that trip till after the pandemic, but we decided not even to go on it because she has a huge fear of drowning. And I have a huge fear of things being underneath me that can eat me without chewing. And um, yeah, if I was in a small boat, anything smaller than an ocean liner, and I saw something, 20, 25 feet come near me, I would probably take the first fillet knife out there, take my own life, and at least that way I wasn't alive to feel it eating me. So, I mean, that's just. No, a cruise ship won't eat you, but, I've seen in my 5.5 decades of life, I've seen many cruise ships either capsize or catch fire or something. And frankly, yeah, I don't want to be bait out there bobbing in the ocean somewhere just waiting for something to say, hey, look at them toes. That looks very interesting. I think I'm going to go eat that. Which is really funny because I have no problem flying. I love to fly. I love to, and I would have no problem really flying over the ocean. I mean, don't get me wrong. I probably wouldn't look out my window until we were approaching land. Or, okay, sunrise somewhere over the horizon, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I have no problem flying. So crashing at from 15,000 feet, don't bother me. But becoming kibbles and bits for some big toothy underwater creature kind of scares the piss out of me. So yeah, all you got to do is stay in the middle of the crowd. All the fishes will get filled up before you. I'm gonna. I'll keep that in mind. I will actually take that to heart. That's a good point. Let's all bundle together for safety, guys. We'll use each other. Buoyancy. That'll be the excuse I use. The truth, however, much darker. I fished and sailed on just about everybody of water. But the one that scares me to death is Lake Superior. They never catch me on that body of water. Dude, Lake Superior, my God, man. I mean, if you sit and watch Lake Superior and the extreme northern part of Lake Michigan, the waves are absolutely incredible. I mean, 15, 20 foot swells, I mean, continuously. Small boats don't fare well on our Great Lakes. Um, Not to mention, the Great Lakes really, honestly, aren't that safe to be on or be in anymore. For the last 100 years, there have been numerous sightings of bull sharks and stuff that have swam up, and the bull shark can actually produce its own salt levels. So even though it's a saltwater shark, its body produces its own salt. So if it gets in a freshwater um, stream or something, it can survive. But there have been attacks. There have been people that have walked on and caught them in the last 100 years. So yeah, I don't even go swimming in the Great Lakes. Now you get down to the lower part of Lake Michigan, around St. Joe, Michigan, and stuff like that. We have the old uh, two-mast sailing ships over there and stuff like that. And the water's very, very glassy and very calm, except, when there's a storm. But I wouldn't mind being on the old sailing ship and stuff. But yeah, going out into the lake or up the north part of Lake Michigan or Lake Superior, uh, thanks, but no thanks. But yeah, Tony's definitely right. Lake Superior is a very, very strange body of water. Let me see here. It's 9 minutes till 9. We'll stick around till about a quarter after. Um, and then that'll give me plenty of time to get ready for work and shave and sharpen my knives that I take to work every day that are still, crappy stainless steel, but they're better than the ones they have there from, GFS and stuff. Um, but yeah, we'll stick around till about a quarter after. Never heard or seen proof of sharks in the Great Lakes. Yeah, um, if you really go delving into it, Dev, there are even news reports where people have caught bull sharks. Um, People have been attacked while swimming. Um, Disappearances. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. How true it is, I don't know. But a lot of, you know, scientists, a lot of specialists have said that it's not unlikely whatsoever that there are sharks in the Great Lakes. So, they're saying there's sharks in the Mississippi River just north of St. Louis. Yeah. Yep. St. Lawrence and Easterby. I think that's right, Esterby. But yeah, Tony's right. There have been sharks found clear up north of St. Louis, Missouri. So, and it's not one of those far fetched things. There's actual film footage of great white sharks that have swam upriver from the oceans and stuff, and they've caught them in little tidal pools and stuff from where the water's risen. These little guys have got stuck in these tidal pools or these lakes, and the waters have gone back down, and they're stuck there. They can't get their big bodies back downstream to get back in the ocean. So, and I mean, that's a great white shark. It don't even make its own salt, where a bull shark can produce its own salt levels to survive. So yeah, yep, yep. An eating machine stuck in the local lake where people go bass fishing. Yep. Because I know at Mount St. Lawrence, species of sharks have been there, but that's it. And it probably was a bull shark. I mean, who knows? I'm not going to go out and have it or ask it to lift its skirt so I can see what kind of shark it is. I'm not that guy. I think that's probably the only fear I have left is the fear of being eaten alive. Um, and well, there's nothing in this part of Michigan that can eat me alive, as long as I don't, strip naked, cover myself in meat tenderizer, and stick a turkey timer in my belly button. Um, I'm not going to put myself in that situation. So yeah, I think I'm pretty okay. Nope, no cougars. Not well. Even if we have cougars down this far in Michigan, it's been 50 years since one was actually sighted here. Now they have found, you know, footprints and stuff like that on hunting ranges out around the lake, but nothing 40 miles inland. So yeah, so far cougars, yeah. Bears, now we have seen bear 20 miles away from here, but it's been a very, very rare. There's that damn dot again that was here the other day. Where's that? Where's that? But yeah, there's been bear. If you guys remember when my wife was traveling back and forth between here and the northern casino that's about 35 miles from here, for the group that she works at. She saw a bear that morning going to work. So running across the field towards the woods line. And it was probably chasing deer or something, God only knows, but that was 30 miles north of here. But once again, we don't get the sightings down this far. So, thank God. And besides that, even if they did get down here into town, the neighbors' dogs would probably be the very first. The very first. I can't walk to work or walk home from work without those dogs attempting to rip down the gate to get to me. If a squirrel farts sideways a block down, those dogs lose their frickin' minds, man. So, yeah, I don't think a bear is going to get here without those dogs succumbing to its hunger first. But that's what happens when you take a dog that needs to run and you box it into a 10 by 5 cage and you put 3 of them in there, and then leave them there 24 hours a day. They have a tendency of kind of getting whatever excitement they can possibly get in their lives to make it interesting. We had a black bear 15 miles from where I'm sitting. I've wanted to bear hide for a long time. Wanted a bear skull for a long time. Need some more bear claws. Tony. So when you get in the mood to go on a bear hunt, just keep old Ruby in mind. And remember, I have a birthday in early October. The two-legged cougars will eat you all up. I used to have a fascination with two-legged cougars, but now the At my age now, the closest thing to a cougar that I could actually go find, I would have to dig them up. So, yeah, which is why I married someone 12 years younger than me. Because though she may be a cougar to somebody in their 20s, she's still a baby to me. They're protected here in Illinois. Weird people. Protect something that will carry off your children and your family pets and eat them. Good morning, Rusty. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. It's actually kind of ironic that Rusty popped up in here. I was just watching a video right before the live stream of a television series called What Would You Do? And they were filming in Jersey City. And I was reflecting back to one of our live streams a few months ago when Rusty was in here, and we were talking about the fact that everything in New Jersey is only about a 15-minute drive from everything else in New Jersey. And I'm like, gee, I wonder how far Rusty is from Jersey City. Then I remembered that conversation. I'm like, oh, probably about 15 minutes. Well, normally our population of black bears is limited to zoos. That one was an anomaly. And see, here, 13, 14 years ago, they found bear tracks in northern Indiana. Right where Michigan and Indiana meet on the southeast corner of Lake Michigan, where you go around, towards like Gary, Indiana, or heading up towards Chicago. And they had figured that because of encroachment, new houses being built, stuff like that, that it was trying to migrate over around Lake Michigan to get to a more open hunting range. But nothing else. Nobody knows if it was real or not. There was never a bear sighted there, just a couple of tracks. So God only knows. It's about like people walking around with wooden Bigfoot foots tied to their shoes, and who the hell knows. The armpit, Jersey City is probably 40 some miles north of my place. There you go. Everything is just a little bit away from everything else in New Jersey. And the wife can't figure out why I would love to visit New Jersey. Wild West town, Rusty, the bay, looking across the bay at New York City at night, listening to the sirens, gunshots, and all the screams that echo across that bay. Horseshoe crabs. I remember when my dad was in the service, they lived in New Jersey right on the bay, and Mom and Dad have got old 9mm films of the horseshoe crabs coming up on the shore, and my mom playing with them. Here's these things, these shells, like snapping turtles, and they're picking them up, and they got them little, like, ray tails flipping around and stuff, and all these little spider legs underneath them and everything. I'd love to see one. I'd like to see if those old beach houses are still there that my mom and dad used to live in. I've had bear here like 18 years ago. They come through our area. My wife wants to visit Salem, Massachusetts. Apparently she had relatives that died there. I'd like to go to Salem. That's another place that I would like to visit and film live instead of doing everything on a bloody green screen, y'all. Um, I would absolutely positively love to visit some of these different locations. Um, New Jersey, Salem, some more battlefields. Gettysburg really put that desire into me to be able to go to these locations and film live, talk to people that work there, talk to you know, the um, the guides and stuff that actually work there, and the rangers. Um, then again, I would like to go to Canada and actually meet Mounties and ask them, what's the most unique thing you guys had to look for, the most unique report that you had to do and follow up on, things like that. There's a bear all along the west side of the Big Muddy. Out west, we had sights, had smashed in Buffalo Jump and Fort Whoop. Oh, wow. If I'm honest, there really isn't anything out there in the U.S. that I would care to see. I don't know. There's just a lot that I haven't experienced yet. My life is half over. And, I think of, when I was growing up, my family took an occasional vacation every few years or something like that. My dad and I always had the things we wanted to see, but my mom and sister always got to pick and choose because Dad wanted to make the rest of the trip tolerable. And, two bored women going to see this weird crap on the roadside and stuff like that just wasn't how you make a trip memorable or tolerable. So, now here I am wanting to see all this stuff. And even the things that I want to see, my wife and daughter have no interest in seeing. So I want to go someplace, like Jersey, where, I could hang out with Rusty or do something really fun and they can go off and do their little thing. Or go to Tucson and visit Santee and me and him could hang out, which I'm sure Mrs. Santee and my wife could definitely find crap to talk about us guys and hang out. I mean, Santee and I have already decided that our wives probably don't ever want us to hang out together because we're too much alike. We have that same sense of humor. I've been joking for years that I'd make it out to old Tucson or something like that when Santee was out there filming, and I'd show up in the old miner outfit, old scraggly beard and shit, and have my old floppy hat on and old dirty clothes, carrying a gold pan under my arm or something. And I'd start talking to him like this and stuff and see if he could pick me out of a crowd. Not even tell him we're coming, just go out there just for the sole purpose of effing his day up. Oh, Drew, I want to take a hot air balloon ride over the Grand Canyon. That would be interesting. I have to admit. Lots of things to do in North America. The USS Lang was a World War II submarine burst in Hackensack. Hurricane Sandy ripped it loose and it became stuck in the mud of the Hackensack River. Sadly, it's been hit by vandalism. That must be the submarine that I saw a news clip of that was stuck in a river somewhere. Now, I did see one here a while back about a German sub that was stuck but still had everything on board. But yeah, she was stuck on the shoreline of a river. But I do believe I've seen something on the USS Lang. I'd like to go down to Lake Havasu, see the old London Bridge that was reconstructed there. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, Skipper. That is one thing that I would like to see too. I've seen video footage of it. I've seen pictures, but I would actually like to go there and see it live. Another thing that would be interesting to visit, the USS Arizona. I have two cousins that went down on that ship. Yep. Yep. I can definitely, I could definitely go for, a little bit of our military history and stuff like that. I mean, you guys know I don't really do much in the 20th century. I like to stay, at least early 20th century back. But things like the Arizona, I really enjoyed seeing, the USS Texas when I lived in Texas. Um, Things like that. Of course, coming from the generation I come from, seeing the actual um, the CVN Enterprise. Um, I would love to see the aircraft carrier Enterprise just once. Another thing, be interesting. Scrap metal hunters have cut pieces off of the interior, and the interior has been compromised. That's a shame. That's a shame. My entire life, I've been to every border of the U.S. Most interesting things I've seen while hiking the backwoods of Missouri and Kentucky. Hmm. There's so much history to see. It's hard to get it all in one lifetime. The greatest thrill for me was walking in the footsteps of the Jewish zealots on Masada in Israel. Hmm. Now, see, I would like to visit, the Holy Land. Um, Let me get this off here real quick. Uh, I would like to visit the Holy Land just once in my life. Um, I think it'd be very, very interesting to see those places. I was close, not the Lang. It's the USS Ling. Oh, sorry, my bad. Ling Lang. That sounds almost Zen. Yeah, it does. I've been there twice. 76, again 6 months in 82. Hmm. And it's really sad that you know it's changed so much. I mean, it's still very medieval in places, um, but there are so many things in the Holy Land that I'd like to see. I'd love to see the Wailing Wall. I'd love to see, you know, the the dome. Um, but then again, if I was a billionaire and could do nothing but travel, by now I would have been to Paris, I would have been to London, I would have been all over Italy, only because I love Italian food. My God. Hence, being the pizza fanatic I am. But you know, um, the Asia, Germany, Hungary. There's just so many amazing places that Scotland, Ireland, Northern England. I could go on. We're getting USS Cincinnati submarine here in Cincy. It will be a museum. Very cool. Very cool. We commandeered the camp chaplain and did on location Bible studies while I was there, United Nations. Even got baptized in the Sea of Galilee. Oh my God. That would be very, very cool. Very cool. It was quite the experience. Good morning, Santy. I was just talking about you about 5 minutes ago. Glad you could pop in then. But good to see you. I would also recommend that if anybody gets a chance to do Battlefield Tour of Europe, it's a real eye-opener. I bet it was. I bet it was. I would love to walk across, Stirling Bridge into the area. Even though the bridge has changed, it's no longer a single wide wooden bridge. Just to walk across the bridge to the peninsula where Wallace had actually pinned down the English as they were crossing the bridge 2 by 2 on horseback. They were killing them as soon as they hit the peninsula and basically piling them up. So they had to get stopped, and it was so much easier to filter the English across. That'd be very, very cool to see that. I've driven across George Washington Bridge. Well, that'd be cool. That would definitely be cool. You'd be surprised to see how many old buildings are still in England. I enjoyed eating and drinking in many pubs. Therefore, definitely so. And that's what I keep telling people. You think American history, or even some of the history with the French and English explorers and stuff in Canada, you think that's old at 300 or 400 years. To go to places where people live and eat in buildings that are older than the explorations that occurred here. I mean, you think about it, you get into Northern Europe, there's still Roman ruins that are, 2,500 years old. So there are houses and buildings that are bars and restaurants or homes that are 3 times older than colonization in this country. It's amazing. Oh, morning, Squatch. Good to see you, bud. But like I said, guys, I'm already over my time here. Like I said, be watching for a live stream fundraiser on Wednesday night, so I can get some of my own personal stuff for the new restaurant. It looks like it's going to be a go. We're just waiting on the realtor. I'm hoping he just took a day off yesterday because he's a hard-working little 30-year-old. But hopefully I'll hear some more about a go time today for Papal's Pizza. But Wednesday, I am planning on doing a fundraiser because I'm off Thursday, so I can actually do it for a few hours on Wednesday night. Um, so I can, hit that Kalamazoo Living History show, talk and get with the blacksmiths um, about custom um, rolled steel kitchen knives and everything, a full set. So let me see here. Well, in Salisbury, we visit Salisbury Plain Training Center, Stonehenge. Stonehenge would be definitely one on my list. Um, Gotta check when, hopefully, some antenna work. I've got East Hain, Michigan. It's got some great sites. Yes, yes. And you're always welcome here, my friend. There, too, to put up. Tune. Sounds like fun there, Mr. Dude. But, yeah, Wednesday night, probably around 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Times will vary depending on where you are. But I'm going to work on that tonight, getting it set up and stuff. Like I said, hopefully I'll have some good news by Wednesday from today. It looks like it's a go, guys. And like I said, we want to be open by Memorial Weekend, so I got a lot of work to do. But I'm out of here. I got to start getting ready. I got to be out the door in about 15 minutes. So until Wednesday. Oh, don't forget tomorrow's video. We're going to take that video game thing and we're going to go a little deeper into the history of a really big video game franchise. Not Red Dead Redemption. So Santee already covered Red Dead pretty well, so I'm not gonna tap into his glory. We'll do our own little glory thing. So we'll find our own glory hole. Or something like that. But anyway, be looking for that video tomorrow. Be looking for the live stream on Wednesday. And we get it moving. Be looking for that brand new channel called Papaw's Pizza Parlor. So, got a lot of things coming this year, y'all. But I'm out of here. Until Wednesday, y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, God love you, I do. And have a good day, if a good Monday's possible. We'll try. So, we'll catch y'all later.